Hello and welcome to Kump. Hello, Lucie.
Hello.
As you can see behind us, screen's not working still. Up until, recording time, we thought it would. We had a whole thing set up, and otherwise we would have moved it. We still could have moved it, but it's there as a testament to our failures, much like the Olympics in general. You been watching the Olympics, Lucie?
No. Or have you?
I watched a couple basketball games. We're not doing that great. Well, we decimated Iran, which is what else is new? From what I can gather, and then I think we beat the Czechs or some other country.
Yeah.
But we lost to France last week.
In basketball?
And people are mad. In basketball, yeah.
Wow.
Because everyone thinks it's 1992, and you got Charles Barkley just freaking grabbing rebounds with his huge head. He's just swapping his head. Charles Barkley used to get so many rebounds because people thought his head was the ball, and they would go rebound that, and they'd be like, that's my head. I got the ball in my hands. More fool you.
What kind of people play on the French team?
Just homeless people, a lot of volleyball players, some guy who's an accountant for for the celebrities. So that's kind of, he's not just like a random accountant. No, they're like, there's at least one all-star from the NBA there. Rudy Gay. Remember famous Rudy Gay?
No.
What's famous Rudy Gay famous for?
What?
At the beginning of COVID, of the pandemic, because one of the first big things that happened was the NBA shut down. And,
right.
And so basically there was a press conference. I don't think it had shut down yet or was about to shut down, but Rudy Gay was in a press conference and they were asking him questions because he had just been tested. We didn't have a streamlined system yet. Like they had to fucking take his blood to Mexico or Texas or wherever, not there probably, to test it for COVID. So he's like, they're waiting around. They don't know if he has COVID or not. And he's just making fun of it. And he's being a dick. And at the end, he starts touching all the microphones. Because I don't know if he's spitting his hand or not. But it was a big story. And, and people were very mad at him because he ended up having COVID.
Oh, wow.
He was just like, oh, look at this. Oh, I'm Rudy Gay. I'm a big French.
That is crazy.
Yeah, at the time, everyone was just going like, what? It's a flu. You're all afraid of the flu? And then, Rudy Gay sitting there like, spitting into a reporter's mouth or something, going like, hey, look, check this out. Hope you don't get some kind of crazy space virus. And but he was on the French team, and he did very well, and so did the other guy. It doesn't matter. Well, point is,
they didn't ban him for doing that.
What are they gonna ban? The guy, he wasn't taking AIDS vials from an AIDS store and then putting it in the water. What do you want? You want to ban him for that?
Well, I don't know. What if someone had died?
Then they die. I don't know. These are this is like you. And
they traced it back to Rudy Gay.
Do you want to remember that movie in the band played on about AIDS?
Yeah.
And there was that they tracked down they were contact tracing back in the day, and they found that French gay flight attendant who had sex with somebody. He's just a good-looking guy going around the world. They didn't arrest that guy. The guy didn't know. AIDS wasn't a thing yet.
Well, no, but I assume
you want to go back retroactively and arrest them for giving people.
No, not arrest. No, I assume that the gay flight attendant wasn't going around going yeah, I'm so cool. I'm giving everybody.
That's a good point. That's a good point. He goes, this fucking guy, hope you don't get AIDS, huh? You actually have AIDS. Oh,
it's not like he was just throwing his cum and unwitting people's faces.
Mr. Flight attendant, you actually have AIDS. Oh, what?
Ooh.
I guess I'm the dick, huh? No, that's a good point. That wasn't a great analogy. But still, I don't think Rudy Gay should be, literally crucified on the floor of the Olympic, basketball court. I don't know. Who knows these days with the pandemic? Maybe you're right. That's how I choose to view it. I don't go at anti-vax people and go, "You're all lunatics," blah blah blah. I'm chill. So when you say you want to on the other end crucify Rudy Gay, also
I didn't say crucify.
I wouldn't do it.
Lobotomize at most.
At most, it's a compromise. Okay. So yeah, the French team beat them. the Americans.
How badly?
It was a close enough game. It was kind of basketball ebbs and flows, but at the end it was like 8 points. So the point is basketball. This is not the day when you're Jordan and like Larry Bird was broke with his broken back, and Magic Johnson, who actually did have AIDS or HIV. I mean, Magic Johnson famously never got AIDS. I think he was the only. He had the HIV, and I mean now it's not as common because you have AIDS medication. But I mean, never got it. I don't know. Did they sample his blood for the vaccine or whatever for AIDS? Is there an AIDS vaccine? I don't know. Point is, but I mean, I don't think it was that long after he had to retire from the NBA because he got HIV. That he was over there in '92 in Barcelona with the dream team, and now our dreams are extinguished because we're just losing. I mean, we might win the gold. I don't know, but people are very mad because they think the Americans should dominate, which I don't understand. Because like all the top, I'm not saying like I guess most of the top players come from America. Like as far as like the sampling, of like out of 100 people, how many are Americans? A lot.
Okay.
But the point is, the top people, and at least the younger side,
yeah,
all foreign.
Oh.
Which I'm just saying, it doesn't mean because look, Giannis and
what about how did Simone Biles do?
What did Simone Biles do in the NBA?
No, in the Olympics.
We're talking about the NBA.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the Dream Team basketball.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to Simone Biles.
Okay.
We'll get to that gymnast in a second. I'm saying is in the NBA for the past few years, there's been a plethora. I mean, the MVP race was competed against. Like the top two guys were both, Joel Embiid from I think he's from Cameroon. I don't know I forget where he's from. And what's his name? The other one, Jokic won, who's from Slovenia or Serbia. And you got Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's Greek by way of Nigeria. I don't know. Point is, none of them are American, and they're the best guys. Now, on their country's teams, do they have 100 NBA guys? They have a couple, but my point is, it's not like you just take all the top guys and the dominant guys, and like it's just a different feeling anyway.
Do you think if I went to France, I could be in the WNBA?
I think you could be the president of France. I don't know what you stay awake for more than 6 hours a day, so I mean, you could probably run that country. That country just eats cheese and then goes to sleep at 4 o'clock, and then like wakes up, with a pregnant. I don't know what happens in that country. I mean, I'd love to. We might move to France one day.
All men are just eating cheese, snacking, fucking women in their sleep.
Oh, I didn't. I mean, sure. Yeah, I guess that's the implication. Yeah. I was imagining everyone's asleep. I was imagining everyone was asleep and kind of in a sleep blackout. But I guess it's more likely they're being raped. That probably would be the more clear implication of women waking up pregnant.
Why aren't we in France? We could be running France right now.
I could be the Treasury Secretary of France. I would just, you just like a lever with like a lever made of cheese that you turn, and that's just doesn't. I don't know. Like, the currency is we don't have enough currency to go around. We're getting inflation. Oh, just tell that cow, give that cow some more grass, and it'll make more milk. That's all, and like throw a few more grape seeds into the ground. I know nothing about France. So yeah, you are French though, right?
Yeah, I'm a dual citizen of France.
Wait, a spy?
I have dual allegiance.
What are you telling them about me? All right.
American man, obsessed with Batman.
I'm not, all right. Is what you're gonna do? You gonna harp on the Batman again? This is something I do to unwind. Anyway, so the American team is not doing as hoped. How does that make you feel? Because I see a lot of people who they never talk basketball around me, and all of a sudden they're like, "Yeah, the NBA, our fourth best crew of guys should be able to beat anyone in the world."
I mean, it makes me feel nothing. I never really understand why most athletes compete in the Olympics. It seems like it's horrible for them.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a good point. I just wanted to make the point, though. I do feel like, even though I mean, I love America, I guess, but like very jingoistic for a supposed bunch of liberals who live around here and I have to interact with. But yeah, so that's a great point. Why does anyone compete in the Olympics? Here's the thing: why the NBA players do it? I mean, I think they're all kind of embarrassed because they all want to be looked at as like top guys in history. And back in the 90s, because it used to just be college kids and stuff, amateurs in America. And then there was the argument that, well, like the Russians just basically, or Soviets, would just put everyone in the army. And like, and so like you technically were a soldier, but like you were being paid and all you did was play hockey or basketball or whatever. So it wasn't really comparable. That being said, I don't think their soldiers were as good as the NBA. Regardless, the monumentalism of the 92 Dream Team, it's a shadow. It's a specter for these athletes. So they feel like they have to, I got to do it for my country, even though no one really showed up except for Kevin Durant, who's the guy who's always talking to 15-year-olds on Twitter.
He has an account where he talks himself up.
Yeah, like, it's just Olympic fan 101. And hey, Kevin Durant, you were the shining highlight of this. Even I bet if you played France again, you'd win.
But he'd like argue with kids, right? Like he'd be like, I disagree. I think Kevin Durant did very well.
Yeah, like Olympic fan 101. I want to just put it out there that Kevin Durant's not a rat, and you don't know nothing about basketball, and maybe he ate a lot of cheese last night and didn't realize the cheese is very rich and he was shitting his pants a little bit. Maybe.
I gotta say that's kind of endearing. It's not the kind of thing I imagine an NBA player doing. I feel like it's grounding that he does that.
Yeah, I don't know. He's also just kind of I mean, look, I don't hate on the guy, but it's just kind of prick.
It makes me feel like maybe one day I could hang out with Kevin Durant.
But he's not like it's not like Paulie Shore doing it, or like fucking or Nick Cannon. It's just he's kind of a dick. He's a dick. In interviews, he's a dick.
Right.
Imagine if I was just like, "Hey, toots," and then later on I was like burner phoning you. That'd be weird.
But does Kevin Durant call women toots a lot?
No, I was trying to be a dick. I was trying to find a way to, hey, toots. Hey, toots. Walk. I'm a tall man. Walk faster in front of me in the street. And like, oh my God, what a dick that guy was. And later on, you find out that guy was also, going on Twitter and like, getting in your DMs, going like, you don't know nothing about badminton. You still find that endearing?
I guess no. Not if I had that very specific interaction with them right before.
Look, I mean, if you want to be a Kevin Durant fan, go ahead. But why do the other? So that's why these, But the other people, why do people play in the Olympics? Because most of these sports, that's all you got. Like, who's watching? Or do they have gymnasts on like ESPN? Maybe they do. I don't know. Is there a professional gymnast league? Is there a place you can watch the luge? Not the Olympics.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh, like the luge. Oh, yeah. I guess if you're doing the luge, there's no other place to do it.
But gymnastics. I mean, is there actually gymnastics like anywhere else?
I wish there were gymnastics somewhere else. I would totally watch gymnastics.
That's weird.
I would watch a season of gymnastics.
A season?
Yeah.
All right. So how?
I would watch a long.
What do you like about it? I mean, the men or the women?
The women.
What do you like about it?
It's just cool what they could do. They're very small but strong at the same time. It's just an interesting spectacle.
Yeah, it's basically like Dancing with the Stars.
You're worried about their when they're doing the flip on the tiny bar. You're worried about them.
You're not hoping they fall.
Well, it's that mixture of like wanting them to succeed and wanting to see them fall.
You're jealous
at the same time.
Did you ever do gymnastics in high school?
A little bit.
Would you really?
Yeah, I could do what did they call it? I don't know. I could do it.
Pot? I could smoke pot. This is gymnastics, right?
I could do a back handspring and a front handspring.
Really?
And I could do a front flip on the trampoline.
Did you ever meet?
But I was always too scared to do a back flip on the trampoline.
This might be an awkward question, but did you ever meet Larry Nasser?
No, I wasn't good enough to meet Larry Nasser.
Fair enough. I mean, look. You can say a lot about that guy, but he was at the top of his game, I guess. Were the coaches you dealt with creeps at all?
No. They were like, I did it at like the JCC And it was just like it was a woman like who taught.
It was a woman
who taught the class. She was like a frustrated woman.
You think she was like basically like
just like a divorcee,
a scapegoat?
She, she would like get mad at us easily and stuff, but she was fine.
She's trying to get you to quit. Like she's just there as a pro forma woman, but like there's like the principal and like the fucking janitor get together later on, and they grab the girls, and like she knows that, so she's trying to be mean to get you to quit because they blackmail her. They know she like cheats, she like the tax evasion, but she's just a patsy, like a front for them to molest the kids.
I remember when I was trying to do like a back flip on the trampoline.
Yeah.
I kept on jumping up and like being like almost doing it, but then chickening out.
Oh yeah.
And she was just kind of like, she was there like spotting me.
Right.
And I just like saw this like look of disgust grow on her face. Like,
I mean, did she try to encourage you at all?
A little bit at first, but then like it got too much.
What was the encouragement? What was
she's just like, you're not gonna do it.
What was
You're not gonna do it. Give the other girls a chance.
What was the encouragement?
No, at first she was like, "Oh," she was like, "You got this. You could do it." But then like it slowly morphed into like just get off.
So they don't like, I don't think anyone coaches gymnastics. Like no one who does gymnastics. Like can these coaches do the things they're telling people to do?
Well, maybe at some point she could. She was in her she was in her 50s at that point, but
yeah, but I'm just saying, like you would think there'd be like, look, I understand what you got to do is just X, Y, and Z, and to deal with the fear or whatever. It's just do it or don't. Like it's just like that's all. Like in basketball, you have X's and O's, and like you go here, you go here, and you pass it there, and just like try to do it right. Yeah, that's coaching. Try not to fall on the beam. Whatever you're trying to do, execute it properly.
Right.
That's literally the coaching. Like that's me talking to a gymnast. Whatever you're gonna do right now, just don't fall face first.
Just don't fall on your neck directly on your neck.
And score a lot of points, please. I'm your coach. Yeah, so I mean, but look, they're I guess they're a little endearing, little pixies, or whatever.
And they're strong. I mean, they're like they have impressive bodies.
Yeah, I mean, it's strong for what? I mean, just for that.
Yeah.
I bet they wouldn't be.
You don't like seeing them flip around and fly in the air.
No.
You wouldn't watch just 5 people doing that at the same time.
I mean, I would love to watch it if they were like like Dick Grayson's parents and the Batmans where they're like trapeze artists. That's cool.
You would watch a season of trapeze sports?
Yeah, that'd be fun. Why don't they have trapeze? They have trapeze. Why aren't these people trapezers?
They might. Maybe they are.
That's gymnastics.
Maybe later some of them join like the Big Apple Circus.
But that should be gymnastics, not like, hey, we got you want to jump on the Charlie horse or whatever it's called, and then flip around in the rings. No, like put them on fire. Like make them do that thing like American Gladiators.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I mean, I bet they'd be good at it. They're too short. That's the problem. And also they should be, but there should be competition. I don't like anything where there's no competition.
There is competition.
No, it's not competition.
It's your accuracy or your form.
That's not competition. Competition is someone on the other side trying to stop you. That's competition. I mean, clearly.
What if once they get on so they get on the horse or whatever, or the balance beam.
Right, the donkey.
What if they kind of go the donkey? What if they do a move onto the balance beam and then they do their moves and then they have to fight?
Yeah,
but only with gymnastics moves.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, basically you have these situations with platforms where only one person could fit at a time. And it's kind of like that thing in American Gladiator. And so like they have to kind of jump from platform to platform and like, and balance on like, but yeah, you have to stop each other. There's no, I mean, I barely think racing's a sport. Like, foot racing.
Right.
But, unless you fucking trip someone maybe. I think tripping should be allowed in 100-meter dash.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I think I don't think that would really ruin anything. I think Usain Bolt would not be tripped by some like klutz, some loser. You know what I mean? And like I feel like if he did let himself get tripped, he'd know it was time to retire, which he just did. I think he retired recently.
Right.
The famous man of running, Usain Bolt.
The Bullet Man.
Was that his name?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Did he shoot himself?
He used to call the Bullet Man because he's as fast as a bullet, and that's also how he committed suicide.
Ooh. You hear what happened to the Bullet Man? You hear what happened to the Bullet Man? He hung himself. Terrible. Anyway, so I don't know. Some of these people make money. Like Simone Biles, I thought she was not making money, but apparently she's like worth $6 million.
She's maybe the most like famous gymnast in the world right now.
Yeah, but that's like saying you're the most famous, crochet artist.
No, little girls especially.
I know.
Little girls love gymnasts.
I'm not trying to take away from it. She is. I don't. That was too much. I'm putting her down too much. I'm not putting her down. I was making the point though to benefit these women. I didn't think they were making that much money. And they are. Well, she is. I don't know if anyone else makes money.
No.
I think it's one of those sports where one person makes like $5 million and everyone else makes like $10,000 a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so good for her.
Did she win?
Did she win?
Did she win her
Simone Biles?
Her event?
Do you actually not know?
No.
You haven't heard about Simone Biles?
No, that's the one I did want to watch, but I missed it.
There's been a whole controversy all week.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What happened?
Because like on I don't know, like Monday or Tuesday or something, Simone or Wednesday, who knows? But so she had like a bad going in one of her routines, and she got something called the star kiss or something, or the zips or the twisties.
The twisties.
It's kind of like the yips, I think, or something. Where like your point is, she withdrew from the last whatever section of this like of the competition they were in, and citing. I don't know. I think she had like a reason, but she was citing mental health or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like she didn't feel confident, and so. Like the next person up took it, and they ended up winning silver because the Russian girls beat her. Everyone was very mad at her. Not everyone, but like a bunch of people mad at her because she quit, and then a bunch of people, it's like the Naomi Osaka thing.
Right.
I can't believe you heard nothing about this whole week. It's a massive story.
Is she gonna compete again?
Well, then they said she's gonna come in the individual part. She's gonna come back, and then people are mad about that. You can do that, but not that. And then she's not doing that. So I guess she's just... And then I don't think it's a mental health thing, but then her sister today was saying, like, defending her, you guys don't care about mental health until it's, you only care about mental health until it doesn't suit you anymore.
Right.
But I don't think it's, like, if she's getting the zips, the twisties, I don't think that's mental health. I think it's, like, a legit thing. I don't know.
I think you could say that's, I mean, like, nerves are a legitimate thing.
No, that's not. Bullshit.
Yeah.
No, bullshit to that.
No, I'm not saying it's a legitimate mental health thing. It's just something that comes up in sports.
Yeah,
right?
But you deserve to be criticized for that.
Yeah,
of course
maybe.
you do. I mean, look, I'm just saying, sports is there for the spectator, not for like this isn't Little League. All right, and like part of doing this at the highest level is the tremendous pressure you would deal with. I mean, in the NBA, it's like, a lot of guys, the mid-tier guys, can if you put them in the gym and you gave them like a rack of 30 balls from the 3-point line, they hit every one after the other. Playing the game where someone's putting their fucking hand in your face.
Yeah, sure.
And running at you and all this stuff. I mean, it's just a whole different thing. It's just, that's competition and pressure. I mean, like, that's part. I'm not saying it makes you a bad person. It's just, mental health is part of sports. But I don't think that, the the twisties is. I mean, apparently it's like when you think you're gonna, you think you're spinning, but you're falling or some weird. It's like a brain thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine.
It probably comes from jumping around.
Doesn't make you a bad person. If you got the twisties, don't fall, don't break your hip.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just say you have the twisties, which I think she might have.
Yeah.
It's all very confusing. But I don't buy this whole the backlash. Athletes don't know anything. No one knows anything. It's a dumb Olympics. Like, you're supposed to shit on you. Like, if I'm gonna care that you jumped through a hoop, and did a 720 corkscrew belly flop, whatever they do. like if I'm going to care about that at all, then I have the ability to say this sucks. You know what I mean? Like there's no reason to care about any of this.
Right.
It's the whole thing of sports. Is half the reason you have sports is to shit on things. It's to shit on A-Rod or to say, hey, screw Jeter, he didn't do this or that.
Right.
People love Jeter. He never said that. But so I don't know. I mean, this whole thing of like, stop she has $6 million. Stop no one soccer's got $100 million. Whatever. We don't have to defend these people.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I guess it's just like, is it just like the new thing they call it now? Like instead of saying they got the nerves, you just say they had mental health issues. Like,
well, look, I mean, but I don't think that. Look, I don't know what this is. I mean, but no one quit because they had the nerves. He just played poorly.
Right.
I think it's just people people are just going crazy, but not mentally health. They just want to be a spectacle or something. Because why would you just bow out and like there's just a way to do it. I'm not saying Simone Biles. I'm just saying the people on Twitter who are like over defending her is my point.
Yeah.
It's just like enough. Like she just leave it as she has the twisties. Don't go on this tear of athletes don't know you any. Athletes don't be everything. I'm watching them. Why am I watching you go for a jog? Because
I'd watch you go for a jog.
Yes, I mean.
I watch you lift weights sometime.
Yeah, you do, and you get hard. But I don't know. I mean,
if you don't want the competitive atmosphere and the pressure, just watch your partner lift weights.
Yeah, just watch your partner lift weights, and then try to, just make it seem sexy, even if it's not. Like, ooh, how much is that? 15 pounds? Oh, it's so hot. It wasn't 15 pounds. I do more. I lift more than 15 pounds. But I mean, the point is, just watch your fat.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just
boyfriend with a head trauma who just came back from Iraq. But he wasn't a soldier; he was a contractor, and he got away. ISIS tried to kidnap him, but he got away. They threw a rock at his head as he was getting away, and so he's not.
But then he started raping a child, and they were like, "This is our kind of guy."
they ran into him later, like some kind of cafe, and he was like in the back raping a child. Like, oh, well, all right, we got off the wrong foot, and then they kidnapped him again. And then that time they beat him up, and that's why he just had trauma. But now he's back, and he's and I mean you threw me for a loop there because now I don't think you should watch that guy lift weights and then have sex with him. He's raping children. You put this child raping thing into the mix. I don't think it works anymore. I don't think that guy should be. I don't think consensual women should have sex with him.
Watch your partner lift weights if they're a good person.
If they weren't, and
you don't want to watch the Olympics.
Sure.
And injure people's mental health. I know. I did see like a meme or something.
Yeah.
I think I kind of heard of this. It was like I only got vague reference points to it, but it's like I did see some meme where I don't know how true it is, but like they mentioned that like the move she was supposed to do is like something they're considering banning in gymnastics.
Well, there was something where they gave her, they reduced her points, or they gave her a point ceiling or something because the things she tried was so hard. They'd be penalizing the other people. That's the thing about gymnastics. It's like they shouldn't. I mean, it's too subjective then. If she could just make up things.
Right.
It's like skateboarding. Well, I'm going to do a this and that. And it's like, it's all, well, how do you rank it then?
Why not do the thing everybody else is doing perfectly and just don't get the twisties? Because probably part of it is that she was trying a really hard move, right?
Well, I think, if you get the twisties, it's kind of like, apparently, I don't know, this might be all made up, but apparently the twisties is like, when I think I'm jumping, I'm actually falling, which seems like it's possible. Maybe the brain, I mean, it seems like it's a weird... I don't know if I believe her. I mean, but
look, if I was just like going upside down all the time for my job, I could see it being kind of disorienting. You go like, your
equilibrium gets screwed
vertigo.
up. So if it's real, which we'll assume it is, you think if it was real, they'd make a better name than the Twisties, but whatever. Who named this? Fucking Rip Taylor. Anyway, I don't think anyone's gonna get that reference. Then I think even basic moves would be pretty dangerous. I think going to the mailbox would be dangerous if you think you're falling when you're running and vice versa, whatever it is. I'm probably getting this wrong. People at home probably going like, "That's not what it is." Like, but whatever. It's something there. Point is, I don't know. I think you should have to get a ball in a hole or get a ball into a box like in tennis. That's fine. I don't understand these sports where it's like, well, I'm going to do this kind of dance.
Yeah, where it depends on how majestic you look.
I'm going to spin my skateboard 18 times.
See, I think sports should all be about how majestic you look while you're doing it.
I mean, that's what horses are for. Yeah. Horse sports. But look, the Olympics is one of the most corrupt things out there, right? Like, I mean, did you watch that Real Sports special about the IOC, the Olympic Committee? It's just like how like everything they do, like they just displace people.
Oh yeah,
and it's just corrupt, and like the bidding process is corrupt.
It's like maybe the most evil thing in the world.
Yeah, I feel like it's a roving, like a roving Grand Prix of like evil.
Yeah.
Just yeah. So I don't know why we're doing this. And now we're gonna and people. I mean, the fact that like Tokyo didn't want them, like the people of Japan didn't want them to come. And like we're gonna come anyway because we have to get the twisties. It just seems bizarre to me. I think you should have to have a knife. And
have a knife?
Yeah, I mean, I think basketball would be better if someone had a knife. I think that's someone's
so
bib.
You don't know who it is, but one person in the.
I was about to say I think it's someone's bib, but you know what I'm thinking of? It's from the newsroom because at one point Stephen Root he's actually using this analogy. Hey, if I foul you on the basketball, he's trying to make a point about chemical weapons or something. He's some general. If I foul you on a basketball court, that's okay because it's part of the rules. But if I pull out a knife, well, now we're not playing basketball anymore. I should make that my headstone or tombstone when I die. Now we're not playing basketball anymore because I'm stabbing you. Stab you. Anyway, I don't know if Lucie hates.
I would be okay with it if all the refs had knives because they're objective.
They're objective.
It could be a punishment.
I don't know because the refs, I mean, are pretty scummy.
Or do you just want it to be random?
I mean, I think
someone just issued a knife.
I think if you get 10 points in the game, you get a knife. And then if you get 20 points, you get like a bigger knife or a sword. If you get if you get a certain amount of rebounds, you get a shield.
A shield?
Yeah.
You're kind of going backwards from a sword.
Well, no, look, I said points. But if you get a bunch of rebounds, you get a shield.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, because a rebounding guy, you can have offensive rebounds, but a lot of times it's defensive because it's a defender a lot of times. So I just picture he's got a shield. So we can also use it to block shots.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Come on.
This is actually great. This is basket murder. Yes. So the Olympics, there's another controversy there. Apparently, a lot of the women, not all of them, don't want to wear bikinis anymore.
Why is that a controversy? Why can't they just not wear bikinis?
I agree. I don't know why anyone's wearing bikinis.
Is this volleyball?
It's volleyball is the big one that does it. But then there was I think handball was like trying to get them. I think the handball women or some of them were trying not to wear bikinis, or they wanted to wear bikinis. I didn't read the article that closely because it's about the Olympics. Who cares? But I mean, I've always been struck by why are these women always wearing bikinis? It's sexy.
Yeah. What is the argument for them to have to wear bikinis?
It gets people to watch. I mean, it's literally at one point this guy who ended up getting banned from the Olympic Committee because he was like a corrupt weirdo for other reasons. But back in the 90s, apparently, or 2000s, he proposed that women's soccer should, or at least wear tighter shorts.
Oh my God!
Which is not. Look, I mean, it raises. I watch women's volleyball. I don't watch it regularly now, but I did at one point. You flip in the channel, you turn it on. It's logical. Just the same way if you made women who are playing volleyball have sex with men while they're playing, it would also increase viewership. So I mean, that's why they did it, is my point.
Yeah.
But then there's the women say they like it, and then there's some other woman going, oh, like I was playing some sport.
I mean, honestly, I could see a world where like wearing a bikini while you're doing like an arduous sport would be more comfortable because it's probably good for like when you when you get overheated or
whatever.
Too
sexy.
But
maybe. I mean, look, I don't know.
Why can't just like some of them wear bikinis and some of them not?
I mean, I think everyone should have to wear the same type of uniform. Because it's gonna make them look dumpy. That's why.
They should let them choose, and then we get to know who the whores are.
Good point. 'Cause I was gonna say, it's like, you got some girl there, and she's like, she wants to be an Olympic star, but she's not getting endorsements because she, the other girl's just fucking having her tits flop out and showing her asshole to the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, not literally, but kind. I mean, yeah.
They should go in both directions. See, this is the best compromise. You allow several things. You allow some players to not, to wear a one piece if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
But then you allow other players to wear thongs if they want to. And then you get a spread of like women who are in, and that will still turn people on even more, I think.
Well, they want to wear a butt plug.
Fine. Because they'll see the baseline of a woman who's dressed modestly, and that'll make the woman in the thong look even sexier.
I don't think this thing about feminism, where it's like anyone who doesn't want to look at tits all day is a Taliban, is healthy.
Wait, what?
This whole thing of like, oh, like maybe they shouldn't dress this sexy for this thing. Oh, you're trying to restrict women. No, I mean, look, I understand, it's not about overstimulating men, but...
What things are you talking about?
Well, like, I mean, for like, this girl was complaining, like some ref was giving her shit. I forget what sport she was playing. It was field hockey maybe, and like her skirt was too short, and you shouldn't have to give me shit. It's like, I mean, look, it's probably weird in the context of why, I mean, there's no rule, so the ref shouldn't just subjectively do it.
Yeah.
But like, this idea, like, oh, and we're just stigmatizing women's bodies. It's like,
Look, I do think it's a mixed message to put the women in the skirts and then punish them for wearing it too short. Like, it's like, why not just put them in a better uniform?
Well, I agree with that. I don't know why anyways, but when I was a kid, when I was a kid, like in high school, and the girls would play field hockey, I thought, actually, I don't know if I ever saw them do it, but when you see them on TV and they actually wear like the knee highs, it was very hot.
I was a field hockey player.
Yeah.
I was good.
How short was your skirt?
Honestly, it wasn't when I saw a picture of myself recently. It wasn't that short.
Yeah, that's the reality. But they make it look shorter in TV shows.
Yeah.
Because they'll run by pedophiles.
Some girls would hike them up.
Of course they do. Like, that's what I'm saying is like, just put a rule. You can't hike it up. Like in the NBA, you can't just have your dick hanging out. It's just like and no one thinks about it. Like, I'm just saying, like, I like watching volleyball players with their asses, and it's hot. It's hot, sure, but like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Volleyball players are hot.
Yeah, but like, this shouldn't be the point of the sport. And like, oh, we get more money that way. Well, yeah, but you know why? And like, whatever. I mean, like, it's good for them. Well, it's good for the volleyball players to get more sponsorship. Well, then stop complaining if that's going to be your argument.
Right. Well, who's saying that they shouldn't wear bikinis?
Me. No, I mean, I think women are starting to like finally agree with me. I've always thought it was weird. I never complained because it's hot, but like, I don't know. This seems like to be. This seems. Why are we? I'm not trying to be a white knight cuck here, but like.
I mean, is it the players themselves, or is it just like women who don't like their
players? Are saying
men
players
looking at the women.
Certain amount of players are saying it now.
Oh, okay.
I think the really successful hot ones are probably like, no, we like this because we get paid.
Yeah.
But that seems like a short-sighted point of view for the collective to take. For the group, if they're being responsible, and keep in mind, don't forget that this comes from an Olympic committee who was also trying to get women to wear tighter shorts in soccer. So it's not exactly. I don't think this came from an organic place. I think they put it there to get people oogling.
What if What if most of the players are in like full body suits, but the captains are like strippers, like in stilettos?
Well, it's usually two players. It's not like one of those 8. I don't know if they have it.
They have 2-on-2 volleyball. I thought there was like 6 people.
Beach volleyball.
Oh.
Hey, no one watches the other one because they're not bikinis.
Oh, they're not in bikinis.
I don't think so. That'd be weird. They're inside, like not even on the beach.
Oh, right, because it's yeah, that would be weird.
That's the thing. They were in like arenas that like they just put. I mean, sometimes they're outside, but I'm pretty sure they're in a huge arena where they poured sand on the floor and it's like, hey, come out in your bikini. It just seems odd to me. Like if I don't like the idea. You've seen these things on these coffee shops, these drive-through coffee shops where the women are just dressed in stripper bikinis. I don't need that when I go buy coffee. I can watch.
Wait, where did this happen?
It was on the news at one point. You don't remember that?
There's drive-through bikini coffee shop?
Bikini coffee shop.
Oh.
It's a thing, I think.
That's cute.
I guess it's too sexy. Put the bikinis in like when you walk around the mall and someone's in a bikini, you're fine with that? I mean, it's nice, but then it just seems wrong.
Look, I just think, like, I've been to places like, the Jersey Shore and stuff. I used to, like, spend summers with a extended family on the Jersey Shore growing up, and it's like, it's very normal for, like, people to just, like, guys walk around without their shirts, young girls walk around in a bikini top.
I get you grew up in French Jersey.
Yeah. Because everybody's
you know,
just come from the beach, so it's like you don't really think about it.
I get
it gets desexualized.
I get it. It was a Louis Malle film where you grew up. I get it. But that being said, I don't know. I grew up a repressed German who thinks bikinis are sexy, and I'm supposed to I'm supposed to buy coffee from you when you're just wearing. I can't. I'm like this feels like now I gotta tip you more. I should, right? That's the whole idea. I'm gonna tip you because you're in a bikini. But I'm too smart to think you're not gonna.
I gotta look this up. It's called the Bikini Coffee Shop.
I think.
Is it like is it sort of like a Hooters extension?
I mean, I think a drive-through thing. I'm gonna look it up.
In a drive-through, it seems weird.
Right.
It doesn't even seem like you'd have a good angle.
It seems like the zoo. It seems like like when you're not thinking the zoo, you drive past the tigers.
And plus, it's like you don't even have a good angle on people when they're in like a drive-through booth.
Like what? Like when you're jerking off on them? What do you mean?
No, like
I can't even get my cum in there.
Like even if you're trying to get a look at them.
Yeah, no, you're getting kind of just the. Right.
It also does feel like it's the kind of thing that would attract a lot of parking lot masturbators.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I'm not saying if a guy throws his cum at you that you would all deserve. You don't deserve it, and you're not to blame. But I mean, this was foreseeable.
Really? You don't think the wage slaves who are forced to wear bikinis at the coffee shop deserve to be sexually
But they're not the ones who opened it. My point. But I'm saying this situation is foreseeable. I hope they have measures to stop this. Much the same way, I'm surprised no one's ever thrown their cum at the beach volleyball court. They have they have to stop a play stoppage because another man has thrown his cum onto the court. I don't know. I mean, I think just treat sports like sports and treat porn like porn and treat the in between things. Like girls who work at Hooters, they're neither. But they also know they're being sex kitten waitresses, right? Or whatever you want to call it.
Sex kitten waitress.
Sexier than average. They got are they allowed? Do they have to have tits?
They probably hire based on tit size a little bit.
There's probably been lawsuits though, right? They probably
yeah, like places have gotten sued. I think Hooters has gotten sued.
They probably have to hire occasionally hire someone with a double mastectomy just so they can if something comes up, go, no, we have Laura over here and she works fine.
Yeah.
And she makes like 0 tips, but they pad her tips.
Yeah.
Which I don't think you should tip based on tit size. I don't think it's right. But neither are the managers, and that's why the company just enhances their tips because these men who go to Hooters all the time don't she got a mastectomy. I think it's fine. I don't want to stigmatize cancer victims.
No.
But that's the point. They do that on purpose. That's smart. But I don't think the Bikini Coffee Shop does. I don't know what we're talking about anymore. Moving on. Batman this week is not actually a Batman, which technically last week wasn't a Bat. It was Batman Beyond, so he's not really Batman either. How much you want to stab me right now? How much you want to stab me?
I just wanted to end.
No, it's great. It's great.
What Batman is
this? Is the Red Hood.
The Red Hood.
Red Hood.
Is this the same as like the Red Skull?
No, that's Marvel Comics.
Oh.
It has nothing to do with this at all. This is Jason Todd. Now, Jason Todd, I've told you about the comic Death in the Family, where the Joker brutally murders Robin.
Yeah.
That's Jason Todd. So for 15 years or so, Jason Todd was just dead. Just a dead boy.
Interesting.
He weighed on Bruce Wayne's psyche. He was, a constant source of pain, struggle, and he had to overcome this, stigma of letting this kid die. And then in the 2000s, there was a story, he basically, I don't know. Batman's very realistic, and then sometimes they have like pits where you throw people and they come back to life. So that's what this guy is. So he comes back and he's trying to kill. He just gets mad at Batman. Why didn't you murder the Joker for me? And I I don't kill people. You should have killed. He's just killed so many people. And it's just he's a good character.
Wait, so he just comes to shit talk Batman?
Oh no, he's a vigilante who brutally murders criminals.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what's cool about him. But I think they might have toned him down in some recent iterations of him. But yeah, his whole thing was he would just shoot people. I don't think he would rape them to death, but but I wouldn't put it past him to use sex as a weapon.
Sure.
Beat him with pipes. It's like he was beaten with a pipe himself by the Joker and then blown up. So
does Batman try to stop him?
Yeah, he tries to stop him, but he's also aware, I got this kid killed. I came back to life.
Wait. You may have explained this already, but how did he come back to life?
Maybe the Lazarus pit, I forget.
Is he like a zombie or is he?
No, I mean, there's a thing, Ra's al Ghul is has the Lazarus pits, right?
Okay.
And they bring him back to life. He probably used the Lazarus pit. I'm not sure.
Does he wear the mask because he has some kind of horrible disfiguration from being beaten to death?
No, he looks fine. He actually, I think the Red Hood was originally, the Joker was originally the Red Hood. That was he didn't look like this per se, but there's a whole thing where Joker was this criminal called the Red Hood, and then they fell in the toilet full of chemicals or whatever, and then he became so. I think that might have had something to do because the Joker killed him. I don't. I should have read.
Does he ever face the Joker again?
Yeah, there's a comic called, it's a one-off, it's not canon, the Three Jokers, where it actually turns out there's 3 Jokers the whole time. There's always been 3 Jokers, and that's part of how, and this night is great. What's so fun?
No, go on.
There's always been 3 Jokers, and they kind of share duties, and he murders one of them.
Oh.
Yeah, he shoots him right in the head.
Ooh.
Yeah, so this guy don't fucking mess around. And then,
how does he know it's the Joker that beat him to death? Does he care?
He doesn't. He's whatever. He wants to kill all of them. And then he tries to kiss Barbara Gordon later, and she's like, look, they do kiss. And then later on, he writes her a little note, you're kind of fucked up. I can't date you.
Wait, he breaks up with Barbara Gordon?
No, they kiss, and then he tries to date her, but
she doesn't want to.
I mean, he's a fucking basket case. He shoots people.
Yeah, that's true. Though, is this before or after? Okay, this is how how I feel about it entirely depends on this.
Yeah.
Is this before or after the Joker paralyzes her?
After.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No. These people.
That's nuts.
I mean, that's his whole thing. There's a great in the animated version of when he comes out. There's this great scene where he's just yelling at Bruce the Penguin, the Scarecrow, Clayface. I get it. But you let him live? Him? You didn't kill him? I mean, it's why is he still alive? It's just, honestly, it's the one thing about Batman. That code is just paralyze a guy. Why'd you paralyze the Joker?
Right.
He does kind of do that in Dark Knight Returns, remember?
Oh, he paralyzes the Joker?
Well, I don't think he does it on purpose. Or maybe, I forget if he does it on purpose or not. But then the Joker outsmarts him by killing himself. Which seems like it's something I would do. I feel like this came up recently. I don't know. They already make this point, but that is my move. I would just because he basically just kind of, he paralyzed him neck down. So the Joker kind of managed to snap his own neck. And everyone thought he killed him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Framed him for murder. I mean, he still paralyzed him. It's still, I feel like a judge would still be like, all right, well, maybe we'll we'll give you 3 life sentences instead of 2.
Right.
Or the other way around, whatever. It's still bad. So what do you think of the Red Hood?
He's cool.
He looks cool, right?
I would date him.
I mean, he kills people.
Yeah, but if he killed the guy who paralyzed me, I'd date him.
If he killed okay.
It's not like he's just going around killing innocent people, right?
So do you feel like would you be a little concerned that he was just one of these guys who has an amputee fetish or whatever, or paralysis? I mean, I'm just asking, because he's a guy, he's a murderer already. He's not I'm not saying everyone in the wheelchair should have to worry about that. I knew some person in my life who left his family because they had an amputee fetish. I think he married a quadra amputee or something, which is, it would be fine, but also I don't know how people who don't have a fetish, how often they're finding, I don't know how often they're finding people who don't have an amputee fetish to like take a quad,
Right.
no arms and legs.
I think it would depend. I think if he was just gonna want to like kiss my lifeless legs or something,
Stumps, right?
my stumps, or no, my lifeless legs. Barbara Gordon doesn't have stumps.
No, she doesn't.
I mean, like she. But if let's say I do have stumps,
Right.
If he just wanted to kiss the stumps, that's just not gonna do it for me.
Right. I mean, look.
But if he was willing, if he actually like could look at me in the eyes while we were making love and focus on things, occasionally, like maybe focus on my hair instead of my stumps every once in a while.
All right, but what if you guys,
that would be a fair compromise, even if he did have a stump fetish.
What if you're having a nice round of sex? And
Okay.
With the man who kills people,
Sure.
and he goes a little soft for a minute. He goes, hold on a second, and like, can I just lick him for a minute? And he's lick your lifeless legs for a minute, just to get hard again.
For a minute, sure, yeah.
Okay, so you're okay with it, just it can't be everything.
It just can't, yeah. It can't be the whole thing. He can't just be like, masturbating onto my stumps every day.
What about his birthday?
On his birthday, sure.
Okay.
It's a special occasion. But if it seemed like he was looking forward to it too much, then I would break up with him.
Okay, well,
Because we need to be able to live in the moment together.
wait, but by looking forward, you mean how far ahead of his birthday is he allowed to like kind of make quick little like, oh, can't wait for my birthday so I can do that? Like when would you allow?
Maybe,
a day, a week?
Maybe like within 3 weeks.
Okay, that's fair.
Just not all year.
So it can't be like, it can't be, June, his birthday's in November, and you're like, June, he's like, oh, only 5 more months until I get to lick your legs with no repercussions. Chef's kiss. Yeah, I agree. So what was the point? You would date him if he, what were we talking about? Would you dating the Red Hood because he paralyzed? Okay, yeah. So you're dating the guy who paralyzed. I'm just wondering if this guy kills people, is he paralyzed me in the first place? I mean, if you're gonna kill someone, you'll paralyze someone.
That's true.
Even so my point is, if I was a woman who was paralyzed, I don't care if I was in a boating accident 20 years earlier, and some man comes around and tries to. I guess the implication is he shot the man who paralyzed you.
Yeah.
I'd assume he paid him off. I would assume he paid that man to paralyze him.
Yeah, he probably did.
And so that's the thing. I would never trust a man who helps women. Moving on. What else we got? We saw the movie Old.
M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Maybe. Classic M.
Premise
Night.
of the movie. People go to a beach. They go to a resort. And they, Phil, help me out here.
And they find this, like, this beach, this, like, private beach.
Private beach.
Surrounded by giant rocks.
And they realize quickly, I'm not going to give you the whole movie here, that what is it, like one day is 50, you age 50 years in a day on this beach.
Yeah. Great
premise. This might as well be Apocalypse Now. It's so good.
So good.
No, do you think it was a good premise?
Look, I don't think executed well, it might not be a horrible premise.
It might not be bad. I'm not trying to be a dick here, but like this movie's garbage.
And as you pointed out, maybe on some level a pedophile fantasy.
Well, that's the one I get to. Yeah, here's the thing. But I wanted to have a little. I want to start doing reviews here, so that's my garbage. But the reason I'm bringing it up is a very look. I don't know who keeps giving this guy movies to make, and for me to even say that seems like a trope or whatever. Like it seems hack to even say that. That's how bad his movies always are.
Right.
That for me to even say why is he still making movies is like something that people were saying 20 years ago. I think
Sure.
I mean, he made The Sixth Sense, right? With another movie where like that. I don't know. That kid was really cute. Now Haley Joel Osment looks like cousin, whatever. He's a nice guy. I don't want to make him be mean, but he doesn't look great.
I mean, look, he got a little fat, but like I don't think he looks terrible.
He never grew.
No, he never really grew.
Was he molested? Why the gymnasts don't grow and they were molested? Haley Joel Osment never grew. Was he molested?
Do you think it stunts your growth? Do you think
molested?
Your height? Growth?
Right.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know.
I've never seen evidence to the contrary.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever seen a tall child sex victim?
Yeah, no, that's actually a good point.
Yeah, I mean,
I never ever have.
There's not a lot of child rape victims in the NBA, probably. It might be. I mean, that seems awful. What if there is now? He's gonna be really offended. But, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm 7 foot and I got raped as a kid. You're a piece of shit, Kump.
We just use it as a like an excuse for not believing victims. There's no way you were raped.
Hey, Stretch.
You're way too tall.
Hey, Stretch. You know what your story is? Kind of a stretch is all because you're too tall to get raped. Next.
Sick of it.
We should have a American Idol for rape victims. I know you really say you have to tell your story. We're just like, we hit that.
Well, just if we really don't believe it, we'll hit it right in the middle of the story.
Well, it's like, I mean, look, this is awful, but this is how it would work, and you know, this is how Fox would do it, probably.
Yeah, probably.
I don't mean Fox News. I mean Fox, you know, the Fox
Entertainment.
Fox Network, you know, Fox, Family Guy Network. They would, you know, you'd have 3 criteria. Do you believe the story? Did the person deserve it?
Yeah.
And are you glad it happened? Which seems terrible. But that's what Simon Cowell would do. Simon Cowell would be like, I believe it. You didn't deserve it, and I'm happy it happened. And he's talking like, you know, I don't want to name names here, but someone who was famously raped.
Yeah.
And everyone's cheering. That's what we have in the future. But whatever. They're gonna steal this idea from me, probably. But they cut you off. That was a great idea I had, but they cut you off?
No.
Okay. So anyway, movie old. This is first of all, the premise that you hey, you know, I know you thought that this person I'm having sex with was a kid, but we went to this beach and she became 40.
Now they're grown up.
Now they're
it's
grown
okay.
Up. This is fun. Like it's just the frothing of a pedophile.
Yeah.
It's just going like, imagine there was a beach where technically this person was 50. And like, yeah, and in your mind it wouldn't. These people are actually growing up, but in his head it's like, well, you're 50 on this beach, and it's just like a baby. And he's fucking M. Night is fucking it. It's terrible. Yeah, and then like this, is it giving away too much to say that, like, you know, is it okay if kids age in you know, 10 years in a half an hour? Is it okay that we're watching, you know, not technically watching, but like they had sex?
2 6-year-olds fuck.
Yeah, it just seems is that cool? I don't want to spoil it. I mean, that's not the twist ending. I mean, it'd be a lot funnier if it was a twist ending. But I don't know. Am I wrong to think it's a pedophile movie?
No, I definitely see the merit in thinking of it that way.
Yeah. I mean, if someone handed me that script, I would call the police. I mean, I wouldn't say like, look, I wouldn't be like, get this guy and kill his family. I would just say, you know, I want you to know, you know, start running a tap on this guy, and you know, get the secrets,
right?
That kind of thing. Surveil him. I'm not saying he definitely, but it's very suspicious.
Yeah, go through his garbage.
He might just be an unlucky man who has like brilliant ideas for pedophiles, but isn't a pedophile. And doesn't even realize they are. Like he makes some kind of what he thinks are like workout gloves, but they're actually the perfect restraint.
Wait, you're right. Like maybe all of his films are pedophile films, because The Sixth Sense is also about like a little kid who's being followed around.
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, I was a ghost the whole time.
Yeah.
Like this guy was following me around. Oh, he doesn't exist. Oh, remember that guy I told you about? He was in my room all the time and talking to me. Turns out he was just a ghost.
And doesn't he just start talking to him randomly?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's like sitting in a church.
I think it's just normalizing the idea that like, hey, sometimes you're gonna encounter a man and have dealings with him for a while. He's gonna become your friend, and then he's gonna go away and he doesn't exist because he was a ghost the whole time. and don't give it a second thought, no matter what he did to you while he was ghosting. That was just ghost games. Keep your goddamn mouth shut, you hear?
Oh my god. Put notifications on for that guy.
Yeah, for real.
Channel on.
But Unbreakable, that, you know, Bruce Willis is a superhero, but like doesn't do anything. That's the perfect superhero in M. Night Shyamalan. Like a superhero who would never stop a child rape. Actually, does he not do? Is that the whole point of Unbreakable? I forget, or is he just? It feels like he never does anything.
The whole point of Unbreakable is that he's unbreakable. And then there's the guy in the wheelchair who's a genius.
That's okay. So, that's the story he told after someone realized, like, no, that kid I had, I molested was unbreakable. So it's fine. It was fine. He'd be fine. He had an unbreakable superpower, so he couldn't even feel me doing that. But his films are great.
Wonderful.
No, terrible films. There was one line that really bugged me though, which I know it was due to set up like something, towards the end. But there's a line, and it's in the trailer even, where because like there's some great resort where they make you nice cocktails and take you to places and private beaches. Hey, come to the private beach for us, and we're gonna make you a waffle for breakfast. It's like whatever. It's just a resort. But she turns to her husband when they first get there and goes, "Can you believe I found this place online?" Which, like, is just I don't know what that line is supposed to be. It's a line of, like, a boomer who, like, in 1998. Like, where else do you find anything these days?
Yeah, right.
Like, where else do you find, like, would you go, high-end or not? Like, no one goes to a travel agent. What are you going to do? Go find a book from the library and like, book a reservation? Like, what are we talking? And I'm bringing this up, I'm harping on this, because this is how his writing works. It's just, it's just, he's stuck in, I don't know, whatever. He's just too busy being a pedophile to, like, write well, that's my point.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's, like, there's two scenes, again, very pedophilic, where the kids are running around asking the adults what their name is and what their occupation is, so that you'll know what their occupation is. Yeah,
like, and it's all like but it's so obvious that like we're supposed to go, oh, I guess it's good now. It's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
Like, or there's a reason for this. He's a guy, he wants to be Kubrick, but I don't think. I mean, Kubrick definitely fucked that kid up, Danny in The Shining.
Oh, if he fucked him up?
I don't think he had a great life after that. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Shelley Duvall just screaming all the time.
The secret of being a great director isn't molesting children; it's psychologically destroying them.
Yeah,
through other means.
I mean, just having like Shelley Duvall play your mom, and she's just I mean, she's to blame, really. I mean, but it's kind of the transitive property.
Yeah, he definitely broke her brain.
Yeah, but I mean, look, she was really annoying. So like,
she was great in that film.
Yeah, because he got something out of her, but like,
how do you know she was annoying?
She strikes me as annoying. I remember watching that documentary that like Vivian Kubrick made that was on the DVD. It was Kubrick's daughter. And at one point, you probably find it on YouTube, and Kubrick's yelling at Shelley Duvall. And he's got a knife in her hand. And I guess the idea is that he's telling her like how you should be holding the knife, but she's just waving his knife in her hand.
Oh my god.
So I don't know. It seemed fun. It seemed to me. I got the impression that like
seemed above board to me.
I got the impression he was frustrated with her.
And that's why he was waving the knife.
Well, I'm just saying, but he was just trying to get her to do her job, and she couldn't. And even though her job was to satisfy a man who was famously unsatisfiable and incredibly subjective, and would just make people do takes until they could deliver something he didn't even know what he was going to get. That was the whole point, like to push him to the brink, so that they end up doing something crazy, unique, and we capture something. Even though that's all true. I feel like still he was like, "Just do your job, though. Can you act? Can you act, please? Do I have to break your psyche?" Anyway, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
You have anything you want to plug?
No, not really. Do you have anything you want to plug?
I want to plug my new bikini coffee shop. It's called Kump Pig. I don't know. Piggy Boy. Piggy Boy bikini wash. What do you think?
Oh, I think it sounds great.
I'm not doing that.
I'd go through the drive-thru on that.
I mean, honestly,
see the Piggy Boys.
We should maybe do like a live podcast at a bikini coffee shop.
Yes.
Yes, and then like it would just be very awkward because I would talk to the women because I wouldn't want to be seen as like
tell them to put clothes on.
can you hand them a towel? Can you just put this on? I'm
It's
trying
making
to
me very comfortable.
I'm trying to podcast. I can't be looking at your bikini all day, and I'm the villain somehow because like this is how we make our tips, and I'm just tipping them guiltily. Anyway, have a great week.
Bye bye.